Always believed loyalty was simple. If you love someone, you stand still, I once told Sarah. She smiled and said, "That's why I trust you." I trusted her too. I trusted my younger brother Adil. I trusted silence. "Stop worrying so much," Sarah said one night while adjusting her ring. "You think too deeply." "I just want things to stay clean," I replied. "They are clean," she said quickly. "You're safe with me." Safe, that word mattered to me. I worked long hours because I thought providing was love. When Ami said, "You're always tired," I laughed and said, "After the wedding, I'll rest." She touched my face proudly and said, "Sarah is lucky," Adil joked. "Bye. You're marrying above your league." Sarah laughed. "Don't poison him with confidence." I laughed too, even though something in my chest tightened. They laughed easily together. Too easily. I told myself I was imagining things. One evening, I walked into the living room and saw Sarah tapping Adil's arm while telling a story. She pulled her hand back fast when she noticed me. "What?" she asked. "Nothing," I said. "Just tired," Adil grinned. "Relax, hero." I wanted to ask why her voice softened around him. I didn't want to be that man. Later, I said to Sarah, "You and Adil seem close." She frowned. "He's your brother, I know." "Then why say it like that?" she asked. I backed down. "I'm sorry." "Forget it," she kissed my forehead. "You worry too much." I defended her when Khadijah hinted. "She's very friendly." "Friendly isn't a crime," I snapped. At work, Kasim said marriage scares you. "No," I said. "Losing peace does." At home, wedding plans filled every corner. Amy said, "Gold or pearl?" Sarah replied, "Whatever he likes." I said, "You choose." "I trust you," she smiled, but her eyes slid away. One night I came home early and heard laughter from the balcony. Sarah said, "You're impossible," Adil replied. "You like it?" When they saw me, silence fell. "We were just talking," Sarah said. "About?" I asked. "Wedding stress," Adil answered fast. I nodded. I always nodded. Later in bed, I said, "If something ever feels wrong, tell me." She turned away. "Why would you say that?" "Because I love you." Right. Love shouldn't interrogate. I stayed quiet. Silence felt safer than truth, Amy said. "A woman needs patience." I told myself patience meant swallowing doubt. During fittings, Sarah whispered to Adil, and he leaned close. I looked away. Kasim asked, "You okay?" "Perfect," I lied. Inside, I kept repeating, "Don't ruin this. Don't be weak. Don't suspect." The wedding date was set. Invitations were printed. Everyone looked happy. Sarah held my hand and said, "Soon it will be us against the world." I believed her. That night, I stood alone in the hall, listening to the quiet hum of our house. I thought, if love had a smell, this would have been safety. The closer the wedding came, the quieter my house felt. Not silent, just heavier. Sarah sat beside me, scrolling on her phone, her thumb moving fast. "Who are you texting so much?" I asked lightly. She locked the screen. "Group chat." "Wedding stuff?" "With who?" She smiled. "Everyone." That was new. She used to leave her phone anywhere. Now it never left her hand. At dinner, I noticed Adil staring at his plate. "You okay?" I asked him. "Yeah," he said quickly. "Just tired." "You've been tired a lot," he shrugged. "Work." Sarah didn't look at either of us. She focused on her food. Said, "You both look stressed." "It's wedding pressure," Sarah said calmly. I nodded. I always nodded. Later, Khadijah pulled me aside. "Can I ask you something?" "Sure. Are you happy?" I laughed. "Of course." She hesitated. "You don't look relaxed?" "I'll be fine after the wedding," I said. She studied my face, but said nothing more. That night, I lay awake listening to Sarah breathe. My chest felt tight. I told myself jealousy was ugly. I didn't want to be that man. The next morning, I saw a message pop up on her phone. Adil's name. She turned the screen away before I could read it. "You don't trust me?" she asked suddenly. I didn't say that. "You looked." I just saw the name, she sighed. You're imagining problems, am I? Yes, she said softly. You're scared of what? Of losing me. That hurt because it felt true. I just don't want secrets. There are no secrets, she said. I wanted to believe her. Believing felt easier than arguing. At a family gathering, laughter came from the kitchen. I heard Sarah say, "Stop," then Adil laughed. I stepped closer. The voices dropped. What's funny? I asked. Nothing, Adil said. Old memory, Sarah smiled. You're so suspicious lately? Forced to laugh. Must be stress. Kasim later whispered, You okay, man? Yeah, you sure? I said yeah. Inside, something scratched at me. I felt jealous, then ashamed for feeling it. One evening, I found Adil on the terrace. Can we talk? I asked. He stiffened. About what? About you and Sarah. He looked away. What about us? You avoid me. I don't. You do. He swallowed. You're overthinking. I almost pushed harder. I almost asked the question, burning my tongue. Instead, I said, okay. He let out a breath like relief. Sarah later said, Why are you questioning him? Because I feel something is off. She touched my arm. Listen to yourself. You don't sound like you? Then help me feel normal again. She smiled gently. Marry me. That will fix everything. Her calm scared me more than anger would have. Days passed. Invitations went out. Venues were confirmed. Every plan locked us deeper in. Khadija watched us quietly. One day she said, If something hurts, don't ignore it, I replied. Sometimes pain is imaginary. She didn't argue. The night before the final fitting, I stood outside our room and heard muffled voices. Sarah said my name. Adil replied quietly. I raised my hand to knock. It hovered in the air. My heart pounded. Then I lowered it. I walked away telling myself betrayal doesn't explode. It whispers. And whispers can be ignored. The wedding date was locked in. I told myself after marriage, everything will settle. The wedding day arrived loud, bright, crowded. Smile, Amy whispered, fixing my collar. This is your day. I nodded, because nodding was easier than speaking. The hall smelled of flowers and sweat. Music thumped. People laughed too loudly. My chest felt tight. Sarah walked past me in red, beautiful, glowing. You okay? She asked, voice calm. Perfect, I said. She smiled and moved on. Kasim leaned close. You look pale. Just nerves, I said. You want water? Later, I stepped behind the stage to breathe. That's when I saw them. Sarah and Adil stood too close. His hand held hers. Her head tilted toward him. This is wrong, I said, walking forward. They jumped apart. What are you doing here? Sarah asked, What are you doing? I replied. Adil laughed nervously. Relax, bye. Don't call me that right now, Sarah sighed. You're imagining things. I saw your hands. For balance, she said. Balance. Adil said, You're stressed. Stop lying. Sarah's voice stayed soft. Lower your tone. You're holding my brother's hand. And that word cut. This isn't the time, she said. Then when? After, Adil said. After what? After the wedding? My hands shook. You're making a scene, Sarah said. I haven't said anything. Your face is. People passed outside laughing. Please, she whispered. Not now. I looked at Adil. He wouldn't meet my eyes. Say something, I said. He swallowed. You're misunderstanding. That hurt more than anger. I won't ruin this, I said. I turned away before they saw me break. Kasim caught my arm. What happened? Nothing. That's a lie. Drop it. Music rose. The NECA guests gathered. Mi smiled at me. Ready, I smiled back. My mouth hurt. Nani held my hand. Honor is patience, she said. Yes, I replied. Sarah stood across from me. Her eyes searched mine. "We're fine," she mouthed. I nodded. The imam began. Words floated past me. My chest burned. "Accept?" he asked. I thought, ask later, accept. I said, "I do." Applause exploded. Sarah exhaled. I smiled while falling inside. I told myself truth can wait. The trap closed. People hugged me. Congratulations. Voices said. I answered automatically. Sarah whispered, "See?" "Calm, yes," I said. Kasim muttered. "Talk later." "Later," I agreed. Nani prayed softly. I stared ahead. Music swelled inside. Questions screamed. I buried them. I chose silence. The ceremony moved on. My smile stayed. My heart didn't. Sarah leaned close. "After, okay?" "Okay. Promise. I promise." The imam spoke again. I barely heard. Adil stood nearby. He wiped sweat. I didn't look. Amy cried happily. "My son." Guilt burned. Kasim whispered, "Breathe." "I am." "No, you're not." I inhaled. The hall spun. "Water," I said. Sarah handed me a glass. Our fingers touched. She didn't pull away. Later she repeated. I nodded. My mind screamed now. I silenced it. The nikah. Completed. Applause again. Petals fell. Cameras flashed. Smile. Someone said. I smiled. The lie hardened inside. Something broke. I felt it. I ignored it. Sarah squeezed my hand. "We did it." Yes. I said. Adel clapped. "I didn't." Nani kissed my forehead. "Strong men endure." I closed my eyes. Endured I. Repeated it silently. Guests moved. Chairs scraped. Life continued. My chest burned brighter. I told myself again. After marriage, everything will settle. The words sounded hollow. Sarah laughed nearby. It sounded distant. Kasim touched my shoulder. "You're shaking. Cold." I said, "Liar. Drop it." He nodded. Music rose again. The trap tightened. I stood still. I let it close. This was my choice. Silence first. Truth later. I smiled again. Sarah said, "You're quiet? Just emotional? Happy?" "Yes. Say it. I'm happy." She relaxed. I felt sick. Adil avoided me. "Good AM?" I hugged Sarah, my daughter. I swallowed. The imam congratulated us. "Allah bless you." "Amin," I replied. My voice sounded normal inside. Alarms screamed. I crushed them. Cameras flashed again. Sarah leaned closer. Later, she whispered again. Always later. I nodded again. I mastered nodding. The hall roared. I felt alone. Kasim mouthed. "We'll talk." Later, I mouthed back. Nani watched me. Her eyes were sharp. "Be careful," she said softly. "I will." I lied. The nikah was done. I stood trapped, smiling, burning, silent. Sarah squeezed harder. "Trust me." "Those words hurt most," I answered. "Always." Applause thundered. My ears rang. I breathed shallow. Adil slipped. Way coward. I didn't stop him. I didn't stop anything. The trap held. I told myself again. Later, after, not now, the ceremony ended. The lie began. I smiled wider. My heart cracked. No one saw. That was the breaking point. Sarah whispered. "Relax," I said. "I am." She believed me. Everyone did. I played my role, groom son, brother. Liar, the nikah prayers echoed. I stood still, waiting for later. For truth. For fire, Kasim said. "Strong face, strong mask," I replied. He stared. "After," I added. He nodded. I swallowed. "Fire," I smiled again. The trap sealed. I stepped. Forward. husband in name, victim in truth. The Nika began my fall. I didn't know yet. I thought I was safe. The wedding lights blinded me. I smiled. The trap smiled back. I walked into it, willingly, quietly, smiling, broken. The breaking point passed. The fall waited. I didn't see it yet. The Nika sealed my silence. I chose wrong that day. I learned too late. The trap was love. Blindness. The reception lights dimmed, and someone announced a special video for the couple. I relaxed for 1 second. Just one. The screen lit up. Sarah's face appeared, laughing. I shouldn't feel this way, she said on the video. Adil's voice replied, then don't stop. My ears rang. People chuckled at first, thinking it was acting. The next clip played. Sarah whispered, he trusts us. Adil answered, that's why it's easy. My hands went numb. Someone said, is this part of it? Another voice asked, why does this sound real? The hall went quiet. The video continued. Sarah said, after the wedding, we'll be careful. Adil laughed. You're already his wife in name. I felt the floor disappear. I gasped. What is this? Abu stood up. Turn it off. Didn't stop. A final clip showed them meeting, hugging, kissing. Silence exploded into noise. That's fake. Sarah screamed. Adil shouted. Someone edited this. I couldn't hear properly. My heart hammered. Enough, Abu roared. I stepped forward. Sarah grabbed my arm. Listen to me. I pulled away. This isn't what it looks like, she cried. I looked at her. Then what is it? She shook her head. Say something, please. Adil said bye. I swear, stop, I said. My voice sounded calm. That scared me. People argued around us. This is shameful. How could they? Poor groom. I raised my hand. The noise faded. I saw this before today, I said. I just refuse to accept it. Sarah whispered, don't do this. I am doing this, I replied. Adil stepped back. You're overreacting. It smiled once. No, I'm finally reacting, Ami cried. My son. I looked at her. I'm sorry. Sarah fell to her knees. Please, we can fix this, I said. There is nothing to fix. Someone asked, is the wedding canceled? Yes, I said clearly. The word hung in the air. Sarah screamed. Adil froze. This wedding is over, I continued. Right now. No shouting followed, only silence. I felt heat on my face. Humiliation burned, then hardened. I removed the ring and placed it on the table. This belongs to lies, I said. Sarah reached for it. I stepped back. Kasim stood beside me. I'm with you. I nodded. Nay walked forward slowly. Truth always finds light. I met her eyes. I know now. People moved away from Sarah and Adil. Whispers followed them. I turned to the crowd. Thank you for coming. No one spoke. I walked toward the exit. Sarah screamed my name. I didn't turn outside. Air hit my face hard. Kasim followed. You okay? No, I said. But I will be. You did the right thing. I did the necessary thing. Someone cried loudly. I kept walking. Each step felt lighter. I wasn't a groom anymore. I was free. Pain followed me. But it didn't lead, I led. Behind me, the hall stayed frozen. Ahead of me, the night waited. I breathed deeply, for the first time. I didn't lie to myself. The truth didn't save me. It released me. The house felt empty, even when people were inside it. Eat something, Amy said, placing a plate in front of me. I'm not hungry, I replied. You haven't eaten all day. I'm fine. What did I do wrong? You did nothing, I said quickly. Then why is my son like this? I had no answer. Abu sat in his chair, silent. He didn't look at me. That hurt more than shouting would have. Say something, Amy begged him. He said nothing. I stood up. I'm going out. At night. She asked. I need air. Outside, Kasim waited. You shouldn't be alone. He said, I am alone, I replied. Come stay with me. No. Why? Because I need to feel this. He sighed. Call me if you break, I won't. At home, I blocked Sarah's number. Then Adil's. My hand shook while doing it. You can unblock later, Kasim texted. No, I replied. Later never comes. Nights stretched. I stared at the ceiling. Why wasn't I enough? Why didn't I see it sooner? Why did love turn stupid in my hands? I replayed every smile. Every word, forgive them, a voice said. Not yet, another answered. One morning, Amy said. She keeps calling. Don't answer, I said. She's crying. So am I. Abu finally spoke. Running won't heal you. I'm not running, I said. I'm stepping back. He looked at me for a second, then away again. That silence stayed with me. I packed a bag. You're leaving? Amy asked. For now. When will you come back? When I can breathe, I moved into a small place near work. At the gym, the trainer said, You look angry. I'm tired, I replied. Use it, he said. I lifted until my arms burned. Pain felt honest. At work, I kept my head down. One evening, Hira said, You okay? Yes, I lied. She waited. No, I admitted. She nodded. Do you want advice? Or quiet? Quiet. She sat beside me without speaking. That helped more than words. Days passed. Sarah emailed. Please talk to me. I deleted it. Adil messaged from a new number. I'm sorry. Blocked at night. Guilt knocked. Forgiveness whispered. I said out loud, not yet. Hira later asked, Why don't you answer them? Because I'll disappear if I do. She looked at me gently. Protecting yourself isn't cruelty. I exhaled. At home, Amy cried less. Abu spoke a little more. Work hard, he said once. I am. That's good. It felt like approval. I woke early, Jim. Work, sleep, routine saved me. One night, Hira said, You don't have to be strong all the time. I do, I replied. If I stop, I fall. She said, then lean. Not fall. I didn't answer. I stood alone in my room and said, I survived today. It became enough. Walking away didn't heal me, but it kept me alive, and for now, that mattered. Months passed without noise. That was the strange part. No calls? Kasim asked one evening. None, I answered. I replied. That's growth, or distance, I said. He smiled. Same thing sometimes. One afternoon, Amy called. Your brother came, she said softly. What did he want? To cry, she replied. I stayed quiet. He lost his job, she added. I closed my eyes. I'm sorry for him. For everyone, I said. Later, Abu said. Trust breaks faster than bones, I know, I replied. He wanted to explain. I'm not ready. Abu nodded. That meant permission. Hira noticed my mood. You look conflicted. I am. Why? Because I don't hate them, she said gently. You don't have to, but I don't want to save them either. That's allowed, she said. News traveled without effort. Sarah moved out. Friends stopped calling her. Invitations dried up, QASIM said. People are harsh. People are honest, I replied. One night my phone buzzed. Sarah, please talk to me. I stared at the screen. Hira asked, Will you reply? Not tonight. Why? Because silence is the only thing I control, she nodded. Then keep it. Another message arrived. A deal. I ruined everything. I typed nothing at dinner. Amy cried again. She doesn't eat, she said. I answered softly. Neither did I. That stopped her days later. Sarah emailed. I thought love was excitement. I was wrong. I read it twice, Kasim said. What will you do? Nothing. That's revenge. No, I said. That's peace. A week later, I saw a deal outside my building. Please, he said. Just 5 minutes. Crossed my arms. Talk. I was jealous, he said. You had stability? You stole it? I replied. I know. Knowing isn't fixing, cried. I lost everything. So did I. Silence hung between us. I'm not here to punish you, I said. I'm here to protect myself. He nodded. I deserve that. He walked away. Hira later asked, how did it feel? Clean, I said. Sarah tried once more. Can we meet? She asked on voicemail. I didn't answer. Abu said, you're stronger than before. I'm quieter, I replied. That's strength, he said. At work, promotions came. Focus paid me back. Hira smiled one morning. You're different. How? You don't flinch anymore. I thought about that. One night I wrote a reply to Sarah. I didn't send it. I deleted it. I said out loud, karma doesn't need help. Hira overheard. Neither do you. I slept better. Weeks later, Amy said, they're thinking of leaving the city. Good, I replied, then paused. I hope they heal. She looked surprised. I don't wish them pain, I explained. I just don't want it near me, Kasim said. That's mercy. I said. That's boundaries. The messages stopped, the guilt softened, the anger faded. What remained was calm. I didn't win by watching them fall. I won by standing. Still, karma never rushed. It arrived quietly, and it didn't ask me to be part of it. I met Sarah one last time because I wanted the noise to stop. She sat across from me and said, thank you for coming. I came for closure, I replied. She nodded. I don't expect forgiveness. I didn't say I came to forgive. She swallowed. I confused attention with love. I stayed silent. With a deal, she continued, he made me feel wanted. I made you feel safe, I said. She looked down. I didn't understand the difference. That cost us everything, I replied. I know, she whispered. A deal arrived late. He stood instead of sitting. I won't stay long, he said. Good, I answered. He answered, I envied you. That was obvious, I said. You had discipline, he added. Respect. You had choice, I replied. You chose wrong, he nodded. I regret it every day. Regret doesn't rebuild trust, I said calmly. Sarah wiped her face. Do you hate us? No, I said. I outgrew you. That silence felt final. I forgive you, I continued, but I don't return. She looked up sharply. Forgiveness is for me, I said. Distance is for safety. Adil said, we don't deserve it. You deserve honesty, I replied. Nothing more. They didn't argue. I stood. This is goodbye. Sarah said softly, I hope you find peace, I replied. Outside, the air felt light. Hira waited nearby. Are you okay? She asked. Yes, I said honestly. She smiled. You look settled. I am, later Abu called. You did well, he said. That means something, I replied. Amy said, I'm proud of you. I closed my eyes. Thank you. I returned home alone. I didn't feel empty. I felt complete. I looked at my reflection and said, you survived. The man staring back didn't look broken. He looked awake. I learned that silence can be strength, that boundaries are love turned inward, that forgiveness doesn't mean return. To you reading this, listen carefully. Betrayal didn't end me. It stripped me. It showed me who stayed when. Comfort left. It introduced me to myself, and that meeting changed everything.